Hey, Chris here. Thanks for joining me on this little magic kit, the little Tamiya 1966 Volkswagen Beetle. So this is going to be a very quick video, to be honest. It was just a quick fun build. I'm actually building it for a massive Beetle presentation over in America in May at the SoCal Model Show. This is being presented by Armando Flores. So thank you very much for the invitation. So yeah, again, it was just a quick one. Wanted to get it built up quick. It's a nice little easy kit. I've had a few little parts sent over by a friend, Mark. So thank you very much. He's over at Stoner Scale Models on Instagram. Definitely check his work out. Builds a lot of Beetles if you're into that sort of thing, and they're all very unique and they're all awesome. So yeah, again, it was just a quick build, and I've called mine the Bayside Bug, and the reason being for that is it's in Bayside Blue. So now you've seen the box, you've seen what kit I'm working on. Let's get zoomed in and let's have a look. So there we have it. It is, like I said, going to be one very quick video. It's just going to be a showcase. We're just going to look over what I've done for this build. And for this, I've decided to go with Bayside Blue. I'm trying to incorporate, how can I incorporate my style into a Beetle? It's going to be part of a presentation where you could be looking at, there's going to be over 50, maybe 80 sort of Beetles on display. I wanted to give mine a little bit of character from my sort of style as such, and obviously it's a lot of skylines, there's a lot of blue, so it just worked to go for skyline blue. So this the white isn't actually, it's a racing white, so it's more like a Honda sort of championship white, is it? But that was just Tamiya racing white over a grey primer, and obviously the Pro Scale Bayside blue over that. So the rest of it is pretty much 3D printed parts, and it's been chromed in Pro Scale Paint's chrome system. The bumpers, the lights, the front and back, or the little metal parts, they're part of the plastic kit. But for the 3D printed parts, we're going to be looking, we've got the wheels, and they just look absolutely fantastic on this. There's actually also a 3D printed subframe. Let's just turn that light on. And that gives it a much lowered stance, much more lowered stance. It tucks them wheels right under, really, really nice. And when we move to the back, excuse the exhaust, because that is on a magnet. I like that Stinger exhaust. Obviously, trying to pack this up to send it off to America, that's sticking out. It's going to be quite an issue. I don't want it to snap off, so I've decided to go with magnets. So there we are. So that's on magnets. Nice and easy. And then the bumper, I actually filled in the engine cover, so I wanted to put the plate on the bumper itself, but if that's not fixed in, so I can take that off and literally pop the engine cover open. It does pop up. So under here we do have more 3D printed parts, so pretty much everything you see is 3D printed. We've got, apart from the engine block right at the bottom there, you've got the pulleys, literally all this, the dizzy, the back, everything, it's all 3D printed, obviously apart from the hose for the belt and the wiring for the dizzy. So yeah, all that was provided by Mark, so thank you, man, really appreciate it. The bottom's very basic, all your exhaust as well, that's printed. Again, I've just basically chromed the lot. I chromed all the side steps. Now, one thing I didn't chrome is the side trim. And there's like there's a bit of trim that runs down the side there, and I thought I'll be all right. I've got a chrome marker pen. Unfortunately, the chrome marker pen, the nib is too thick, so it's just making a mess. And I thought, do you know what? I don't like how it looks. To clean it up was just a nightmare. I don't have any bare metal foil. I couldn't foil it, so I've just left it off. But at a distance, it doesn't look too bad. It's not my finest hour. It's really not. There's some issues with paint around it. Now, this is me being honest. I like being honest. Point out my flaws. There is a few bits of where I masked it off to trim it. It would have been hidden, but that's showing there. There's a couple of paint defects. I've even got the dreaded super glue finger on the roof just there. But otherwise, oh yeah, we've got some little Kit Builder Chris window decals. Side steps again chromed. The interior, I worked with some Mexican style blanket decals to cover them seats up. Very basic interior. And the dash, again, it's not my finest work. There was no window masks, so the window trimming, it's a little bit rough. I do apologise. But overall, I'm really happy. Under the engine cover, all you've got is a spare wheel. There's a little bit of detail, but do you know what? I just thought I'm just going to glue that cover down. So the bonnet, that's glued down. That's fixed. But obviously we've got the back. That's opening, which is absolutely fine. So like I say, the front and back bumpers, they're on loose, because that way I can attach the bumpers, remove the bumpers, remove the exhaust, attach the exhaust, and that way it's a bit safer when I'm packing it to send from the UK over to America. There's less chance of things snapping and breaking. Obviously, you've got your wing mirrors. If they snap off, they snap off. But at least, you know, with the bumpers and stuff, they can be removed. It's not a little bit less damage. So yeah, it's, you know what, a Beetle's not sort of my go-to. I don't dislike them, but it's not like my go-to sort of build. But do you know what? I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun kit. It's really cheap. It's a really cheap kit. And if you're looking just for a fun build, nice and easy, that's cheap, goes together really, really well. Even with all the 3D printed parts, there's no messing about. That the subframe at the front where it's lowered, that just basically swaps straight out for the kit one. There's no cutting, nothing at all, straight on, happy days, jobs are good. And all the engine parts, no cutting. And actually, to be honest, there was a little bit of cutting. Actually, remember, I do apologise. Get this open. Typical, isn't it? Let me go and take that off. Just take that off. I did actually have to cut, because I've got all of these, like the manifolds and whatever else. There's like a bar that comes across here, but I've just trimmed the bodywork to come around here and just knock it back so it can just fit over. But that was the only bit of cutting, really. And genuinely, again, it's not my sort of go-to kit, but I won't be offended. I won't be, you know, against building it again in the future, because it, again, like I say, it's cheap, it's cheerful, does the job, it's well detailed for the price and what it is, and what more do you want from a kit? It just goes together really, really well. So yeah, there we have it, my little entry to the massive SoCal presentation in May. So if you're in America and you can get over there to the show, you'll be able to see this. If not, keep your eyes out on social media, because it's going to be huge. Last year there was a Corvair presentation. I think it was about 10 or 12 from around the world. Slowly models made a really bloody good one. As did all the rest of them. It was all fantastic. But it's not a competition. It's just a presentation where people from around the world sharing the same love, just entering their piece of work, in their sort of style. And it's all about having a bit of fun. And this year it's going to be huge. When I was speaking with Armando, he's anticipating between 50 and 80 models, and it's just going to be mental. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be a lot of people sending them from all over the world. Dubai, UK, Australia, everywhere. It's going to be ace, and to be part of that, I'm truly honoured. So like I said, that is the reason why I wanted to kind of give the Beetle my spin. To say it's not a kit I've built before and it's not my sort of genre subject, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. And one last thing before I go. This has not been polished. That is clear coat straight from the airbrush. There's a few little defects. But I also wanted to use it as an example of how good this stuff really is. So that ProScale 2K system has been sprayed using the Mobius TG 0.5 with a fan cap. Genuinely, since I have been using that Mobius TG with the fan cap, my clear coats have been a different game. They've just been amazing. I mean, to get that sort of finish from an airbrush with no polishing needed, yeah, it's just fantastic. What a match made in heaven. That airbrush, the paint, it's the perfect combination. If you're looking to try a new 2K system, definitely try the ProScale paints. There's a link to the website in the bio description, with a discount code as well. And the same again for the airbrush. If you're looking for a new airbrush or looking to upgrade, there's a link in the description again with a discount code where you can save yourself some money. and you can, you know, have a bit of fun as well. So there we have it, one Tamiya Beetle. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Next video series, we will be going back to sort of builds, you know, the process, steps, bodywork, interior chassis, whatnot. Something I'm really looking forward to, and what I will do is I'll give you a little sneaky peeky into some of the colours. So for now, I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll catch you on the next one. So thanks for tuning in, look after yourselves, all the best, and see you again next time. Cheers.